and load, Allen Pals. It's the Allen Pals Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pals Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pals Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pals Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. Come on. Yeah.
Welcome everyone to the Allen Powell Show live Tuesday. Got a locked and loaded show for you tonight. It is championship week. We got an AFC championship game, NFC championship game, Bengals at Chiefs, 49ers at Rams, and it's a lot to discuss. Got a great scripture to tell you about today. I'm also on Instagram live today, trying something different, see how this works out. So put your comments up, Instagram, Facebook, both, and we're gonna get right into it. Got a special guest in the building. I don't know if she's gonna be able to hear me right now. Let me see. You know what? I got her on my Facebook. I wish I could have planned this better to get on Instagram. But listen, the OG original NFL brat. I don't even know if she can hear me. If she can't hear me, we're gonna talk about her. She's trying to get a mobile studio going on, moving around. So we just gonna roast her until she can hear it, until she's ready. Can you hear us yet? What's going on right now? Are you available? Can you hear us? You can't even hear. Everybody in the comments just roast her because I don't even know if she can hear us right now. Just roast her. But like I said, we got AFC Championship, NFC Championship, but we got to lock and load and start this show off with the big news today. The Bears hired their GM, Ryan Poles, the executive from the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's a new era coming in, and he's a young guy. This dude is 36 years old. 36 years old, and he's been with Kansas City for 13 years. He's a former offensive lineman, and listen, I don't know what
I
to
can't
think.
hear nothing.
I don't know what to think.
But everybody can hear and see me,
The last,
correct?
the last time we got somebody from Kansas City, it was Matt Nagy, and he was the offensive coordinator, and it didn't work out. Now, if you see this picture, and he looks kind of thick, kind of big. That's because he's a former offensive lineman, and he don't look like that. He's trimmed down some now, but he's a former offensive lineman, and he was an undrafted free agent. The Bears actually drafted him, and but he didn't last long, and he ended up becoming a employee of the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's who the Bears got. Ryan Poles, 36-year-old. He was the executive director of player personnel. He worked his way up. Been with them for 13 years. If you do the math, 36 from 13, what's that? 23, 24 years old. He's been with them for a long time, and he was in the mix. He wasn't there when they drafted. I mean, he was there when he drafted Pat Mahomes, but he wasn't the chief decision maker. But he has been doing some scouting and some different things like that. Let's see if we got the NFL Brady. Can you hear us yet? Oh, let me see. I had you on mute. Let me see if I take you off mute if you good now. I, oh, okay.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. I can see you.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can
Can
see
you
you.
hear me? Well,
I
I
can
guess
hear you.
you answered the question. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. So, um, Ryan Poles, the new GM. Do you have any thoughts about the GM? I know it's hard to find out someone who's like behind the scenes. We don't know what they do, what they did. It's hard to find out if this guy's gonna work out. But everything that I've been reading, I seen Phil Yates says this is an incredible hire. He's getting rave reviews. They say he's very detailed. He was in the room. Uh, you know, the previous drafts and things of that nature. So he's getting props from a lot of people. But do you have any opinion about Ryan Poles, the new Bears GM?
I got a couple things. I like the fact that he worked his way up from a scout and worked his way up to executive or player personnel. That says a whole lot about just like where he comes from. It says a lot about the type of eye that he has. I think when Yates described him, one of the descriptions he gave of him was old school scouting, but still analytical.
Mm,
And that's good because we so quickly get away from the old schoolness, I think. And I'm an old school football girl. I would still like to keep the head slap. That's
right.
me. So I like that. I like that part of him. I like that about him. What I will say is, so now Ryan and Pose, I bet Virginia is clutching her pearls. It's a whole lot of color.
Oh my goodness. So you think
Hey,
you think she is what other color besides the GM,
uh,
besides the new
the
GM?
the quarterback
Oh, Justin
and
Fields.
one of the top one supposedly one of the top candidates for coach is supposed to be Flores.
So that's the route you're gonna take. You're
That's a
gonna say
trifecta.
you're
That's a
gonna say
trifecta
Virginia's
for you
clutching
right
up
there.
first 'cause there's a lot of brothers in there. That's what you're gonna do. That's what we
Okay.
doing in 2022. That's what you're gonna say about our black employees of the Chicago Bears. That's what you're gonna do.
Okay, so
You
Al,
set us
you know
back.
me.
You
Why
set us
why
back
did I
about
fall
50
out with the
years.
Bears? Why did I fall out with the Bears?
I
Because
don't
of Vince
know.
Evans. Vince Evans, I tell you that all the time. That's when
Look,
I fell out with the Bears and how they treated Vince Evans.
listen,
Okay?
Chris
So
Evans.
honey,
That's a long time ago. This is a new era, new regime.
I
We're not
know,
doing
I
all of
know.
that. The Bears
I
got
don't
a
even
new GM.
were you alive
I
when
will
Vince
say
Evans
this.
played?
You say what?
Were you alive when Vince Evans played?
I don't know. I do. I have heard his name though. I have heard his name.
Oh,
I have heard his name.
okay.
I will say
Okay.
this. I
Oh,
will say this. I am happy that another brother is hired.
yes.
So I will say that I'm happy about that. Black Butterfly Pod says I'm okay with the hire. I just don't like that they keep running after these KC staff dudes. I want Dable and was it Dabble and Khaki
Dabo.
Dabo and Khaki Pants as coach. I wouldn't mind Caldwell. Um, I would say this. He got a great point. That's the thing that I thought about last time we got somebody from Kansas City. It was Matt Nagy, and it didn't work out. And they're running again to Kansas City to get some help. And this time it's a front office guy, a general manager. So hopefully that is different. Hopefully
We
that is.
can't let let Mac Nagy, Black Butterfly. I understand where you're coming from, and I agree with everything that you're saying. Um, Matt Nagy, I feel like um, acted as if he was responsible for play calling. And you know how when you lie on your resume and then you have to actually do the stuff that you lied on your resume about, and then your job find out.
Right. Listen,
Yeah,
I
that's
think we
that's what
all
happened.
I think we all knew Andy Reid was calling the plays, and just because it was just so great and so exciting, they was like, "Oh, let me get somebody that's under him. Let me just get somebody else under him." And they got Matt Nagy, and found to find out he wasn't that
Look,
dude.
I believe that it's really great guys coming off the tree. Okay, coming off of a tree. Belichick, really the most successful coach off of the Belichick tree is Flores, even though they fired him, which that is a whole nother bag of issues that I have with Miami. But I can't wait till he leaves there and balls out somewhere else. But sometimes you can be under somebody
Yeah,
and still not be soaking up what you need to soak up. A lot of people feel like, yeah, I'm under them, and they're just kind of there like until I can just get away and do my own thing. And then they do their own thing and they realize, maybe it wasn't such a good idea. A lot of Flores was one of those ones that actually I could tell he made moves like Bill. And I'm saying that to say let's not take that against Poles. The fact that he's coming from the KC staff, from what a lot of people are saying about him, this was like a sleeper. Like we've caught this diamond in the. I shouldn't say we. Oh Jesus, did I say that? Oh
Oh,
my
come
God.
on over. You've been trying to jump on the bandwagon. Forever.
Mm-mm,
Come on, it's real.
mm-mm,
You
no,
got room.
no, no,
You
no,
got
no,
room.
no,
Come
no.
on with it.
Mm.
Come on with it.
Now, I do know that supposedly Poles has ties with Caldwell. I feel like Caldwell would be a good hire as well. That I would definitely say it would definitely have me rooting a little bit more for the Bears than general. Y'all kind of sucked me in with. I think like Justin Fields was kind of like that gateway drug to get me to be a Bear fan.
Listen,
Because you know how y'all feel about my quarterbacks from Ohio. So I feel like that was the gateway drug, and so now you trying to work me where I see, we're getting a little bit more diversity in the GM, diversity on the coaching staff. Those things would really make me at least root for you all.
listen, to the people that's
Mm.
watching, do you think she wants to be a Bears friend or not? Because I think she just every excuse, come on over, bear down. I told her before the show, don't wait till we get good to try to jump on a bandwagon. We don't like the bandwagoners. Jump on while the fire is hot right
Okay, yeah,
now. But
okay, right. There's nothing hot right now, but okay.
hate it, hate it. Black back to Black Butterfly Pod comment. He said I think he want Dabo and khaki pants as coach. I wouldn't mind Caldwell. Listen, my choice was Jim Harbaugh from Michigan. I know he ain't the
Harbaugh's an excellent NFL coach. I agree.
NFL coach, and I think he has the potential to do the same thing that he did with Kaepernick with Justin Fields. And I would love for him to
Yes.
come back. He's a former Bear.
Yes.
He knows everything about Chicago from being here. So I would be okay with them getting Jim Harbaugh. Caldwell, I'm like on that.
Caldwell's a good coordinator. He's a really good coordinator.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I hate saying that because, I feel like, I'm falling into, what other people do to black coaches who need to move up.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel a little bad when I say that sometimes. But Caldwell, I think he I think he would be a good choice. But one thing about him is he is an excellent coordinator. I wouldn't, so we gotta see. But Harbaugh would be so much better for the Bears from the standpoint that he is a very good NFL coach. I don't know why he left. I still don't understand why he left. I feel like he just because I don't a lot of people think what he did this year in college was success. No, I feel like you caught a lot of people slipping
Yeah.
and you're not going to be able to repeat that. Like you're going to come out the gate like, yeah, and they're going to be like, yeah, no. So,
Listen, we all know when you're a black coach, it's a very short leash. Let's just keep it real.
right.
Like,
Right.
so for Jim
Everybody
Caldwell,
get 4 years, you get 3, maybe
right,
a 2.5.
right. So when it came to Caldwell, when he was in Detroit, he had like the most wins they didn't had in I don't know how long, and he still got fired. He had them hovering around 500. Those teams that went 0-16 and different things like that. And he had a mediocre at least, had him on the right path, and he still got fired.
Right. Does 10-6 ring a bell for any Bear fans? Uh-huh.
Right.
Remember, Lovey, they fired him at 10-6.
Yeah. I agree. Like I say, black head coaches have they got to be super excellent for them to keep a job. And so that's what I think what happened with Caldwell. Then we got a youth
with Leslie Frazier. Frazier got 1 year in he got 1 year in Arizona.
Yeah. So, like I said, when you're black, you got to do a little extra. You got to do a little extra sometimes. Black Butterfly Pod says Harbaugh is my number one. I just think they would do it he made Kaepernick, creating the offense around him. Yeah, he my number one too, man. But like I say, I don't know how the contract works out with Michigan and how that works. But I know coaches leave all the time. In the middle of contracts and things of that nature. But we'll see. Malcolm Adams checking in says definitely a Bears fan. So
That's talking about me?
I think he's definitely talking about you. He definitely talking about
you. Who is that? Who is Malcolm? Who is Malcolm?
You know Malcolm. I think you know him. I think you know him.
I'm not fooling with Malcolm. Whatever.
Look at the picture on the comments. You might know him.
Okay. I can't stand y'all. I can't stand y'all.
But look, Bears fans, are you excited about the new GM? They hire an executive from the Kansas City Chiefs. And we don't know what's going to happen. We don't. It's hard to decipher who's great when they're behind the scenes. Black Butterfly Pie. If she remembers Vince Evans, you're a real fan. Yeah. She.
Okay, I was raised by Bear fans, so I had to watch it because of that. I don't like the way they played Walter Payton in the Super Bowl. I can go on. Why you got that prison picture of Pose up? He looked like.
Look, man. Listen, that's when he was an offensive lineman. He was an undrafted offensive lineman.
He is like GQ and sexy fine now. Got his little glass. He got his Ray-Ban shades on. Yeah. The aviator glasses on and all that. And you
let me
him over there looking like a slave.
Listen, I could have got an updated picture, but I felt like this gave more visual to what the Bears did. If you want to update it, go Google him. He's lost some weight, been in the gym or something, you know.
He has come full circle.
Yeah, he just slimmed down.
He been in a couple of gyms. That brother look good.
But I would say this. Let me ask you this: the fact that he was an undrafted offensive lineman, do you think that will play a role in the moves that he make, as far as the offensive line go?
Most definitely. And you know what? This is the thing. And don't get me wrong. I love the Power Five. But you have offensive and defensive linemen from Eastern Michigan, Toledo, Northern Illinois, that are grimy and fast and are just as capable, if not more capable, than some of these Power Five guys that have all of the amenities of being in a Power Five. So I think that that's a good thing because, I don't know if sometimes when the game is playing and you are, like when the game first comes on and they list out the players and they say where they're from.
Right.
And if you listen, you get your Wisconsins, your Ohio States, your Alabama, your Clemson. But if you listen, it be folks out that just went to high school on the defensive line. I mean, like in the playoffs, like a couple of days ago, in the playoffs, Albertville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Abbotsville High School. Where in the hell is Abbotsville? You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think that is going to give him a little bit more of a spectrum, and I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be good for them because he understands. He understands that caveat to scouting. Scouting is just the best way. Like when I hear somebody was a scout.
Yeah.
That gives me tingles. That gives me tingles.
Definitely in the scouting room. Everybody who's on, y'all make sure y'all share the live. Y'all people can see, comment, and do those type of things. And listen, he was definitely in the scouting room. I'm just trying to think of the last few draft picks they had. I think running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So I think he was around in the decision making probably for him, and maybe Mecole Hardman.
He was probably there when they. Yeah, he was probably there also when they did the. I'm sorry.
You good?
Your sound went out, so I thought you weren't talking. I'm sorry. He was also a part of the them getting Tyreek Hill. I mean, he was.
Yeah, he was in the room.
Oh, he was in the room.
Yeah, he was in
And,
the room.
you know,
He was in the room. He was in the organization when they drafted Pat Mahomes. So like he has been in the room around all those great draft picks. Like I said, he's been with Kansas City for 13 years. So he's been around for
right.
all those draft picks. So that's one thing we got.
He's seen the build. He's seen a rebuild.
Right.
He saw how they went from Alex Smith to where they are now.
Right. So that's, I mean, hey, I'm a Bears fan. I got paused because of what happened with Matt Nagy, but being that he was in the room, I'm just hoping that it's going to be different. I know other teams was looking at him as well. Minnesota was looking at him. Some other teams was looking at him to hire him. As
Giants was looking at the Giants was looking at him.
Right. So we do have
the Giants are hurt. I think the Giants are hurt. Right.
Yeah. Black Butterfly Pod says signing of Matthew Frank Clark and drafting Chris Jones. So yeah, he was in the room for
the Badger, the Honey Badger, yes.
But I don't know if he was like the decision maker, but he was in the room. He was in the room, so he knows how to build a championship.
What I don't think is that he is giving off the impression that he was the decision maker. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was a scout, so he was in the room. He was absorbing all that. Yeah. If he was still a scout, then you'd be like, eh. But the fact that he went from scout moving up and executive over player personnel, that means something. He has his finger on the pulse of personnel decisions at now. And so with seeing how it was and how it formed into what it is, that's a plus. That's a huge plus.
I'm curious to see how it's gonna go. I remember when they hired Ryan Pace. Ryan Pace was young. They gave Ryan Pace 7 years, so I think that's pretty long. He's 36. Now once again he's black, so I don't know if he's gonna get 7 years like Ryan Pace got. But I mean, he at least got to get 4 years. But he's still, at least he's starting off with a quarterback. Hopefully he can develop. Black Butterfly policy. Yes, being in the room doesn't equate you to being the decision maker, but he's seen what it looks like. If he could bring that to our team, will help. Pace didn't do bad. Pace just got the QB wrong. That's a great point. Getting the QB wrong, that can set your franchise back multiple years, which it did with the Bears. It made us mortgage draft picks to get the next QB, and you don't want to be in that cycle where you have to continue to mortgage first round draft picks when you get the quarterback wrong. So great point for Black Butterfly Pie. That brother get a hand.
What I will say is I have 5 children. I cook very well. All of them have been in the kitchen when I cook.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them can cook.
Okay.
So it's a crapshoot. You know what I'm
saying? Right. All of them didn't get it. But a couple of them caught on. Gotcha.
Right. But they was all there. They were all there.
They were all there.
Right. So
hey, listen.
2 out of 5 I take it.
Right. That ain't everybody calling. They're like, oh, that looks nice. That looks good. That ain't me. I'm gonna play my role.
Right.
My man Mike Miller checking in, say, Chiefs. You know what? I'm glad you just checked in, man. Let's get right into it. It's championship week. It's championship week in the NFL. And first of all, I would say this. We got Bengals and Chiefs the first game. First of all, I don't like that. And I think the reason why they did.
Who they, baby?
Hold on, because my man Mike Miller come on. He'll come at you, don't. But I would say this. I don't like the fact that the Bengals and Chiefs is the first game. I think that's going to be the better game. I think the reason why they put the Rams the second game because it's LA and at West Coast time. So they gave them the later game. Right. But if it was my choice, Bengals and Chiefs will be the primetime game. And because I think that's going to be a shootout. And they got the potential to be like the Bills and Chiefs. Because, listen, the Chiefs and Bengals already played, and as my man Mike Miller said, he said the Chiefs got payback on their mind. But the first game, the Bengals beat the Chiefs 34-31, and Burrow went for 446, 4 touchdowns, Jamar Chase went for 266 and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Mahomes he was just average with 259 and 2 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill only had 40 yards and Kelsey only had 25 for a touchdown. Of course, I believe this is probably going to be different, but this got the potential to be like Bengals Chiefs. Rhonda, what are your early thoughts about Bengals at Chiefs?
This is the thing. When you have already beat a team, sometimes you fall into that rut of, well, we've already beat them, we don't have to change anything. If Cincinnati falls into that, they will be unsuccessful, because I can guarantee you the Chiefs are not the same team they were when they first played that game and got beat. The Chiefs will make adjustments. This is going to be, Zach Taylor, Andy Reid. It's going to be a meeting of the minds. It's going to be about coaching. It's going to be about game management, because that's all that happened with the Bills, and Kansas City. That was all game management.
Mm-hmm.
That was all game management.
Sound went out again. But once again, we got Kansas City at Chiefs. Yeah, sound went out. Hopefully you come back in a second. I don't know what happened. I don't even know if she even hears. She's still talking. But Bengals at Chiefs is going to be off the chain. Make your predictions now. Who do you have? It's Tuesday. And let's see. Here we go. Mike Miller. All I'll say is that game was in Cincinnati. This game is at Arrowhead, baby. Let's go, Chiefs. That's a great point. Mike Miller. Even though it's a homer comment, it's also a true comment. Rhonda, your sound went out. We can't hear you. Hopefully, okay, she's gonna come back in. Mike Miller made a good comment though. He said it was in Cincinnati, which it was. It was in Cincinnati. This game is going to be at Arrowhead, and I don't think they're going to have like what Rhonda said. Or if they let me see if I can get you on. I'm gonna send you the invite, bro. I'm gonna send you the invite real quick, because I know you. Listen, if you followed him, man, if you follow this Facebook page, this dude had a Randy Savage moment. He put on his Randy. He had some goggles on that looked like he was Macho Man Randy Savage, and this dude just went on a rant, man. It was actually great though. It was actually great. I sent you the link, my brother. So if you get the link, come on, man. I'm gonna let you get your Randy Savage on. But I don't think they're gonna do what Rhonda said when they say, "Oh, because we beat them, we don't have to change anything." If they watch that last game against the Bills, they have to say, "This is not the same team. We got to come with our A game," just like the Bills did. But unlike the Bills, if it comes to overtime, the person who's calling the flip, they got to get the coin toss right. But they will not have that mindset. They know this is a different Chiefs team. That last game they just seen against the Chiefs, the Bills, was ridiculous. And I'm gonna bring in my man real quick, Mr. KC himself, brother. The floor is yours. What do you have to say?
Hey man, big game, man. You know, everybody like, hey, they was lucky or whatever, right? Hey, I'll take luck. You feel me? I'll take some luck. All I'm gonna say is they won and the Buffalo Bills didn't. That's all you can say. You can go off about all you want. They lost. They going home. Mahomes and them suffered the same type of situation against the Patriots a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I was at that game. I was at that game where Mahomes didn't get the ball in overtime. But I agree with the rules. You got to stop people from scoring. You stop them from scoring and get the ball back and handle business. That game was in Cincinnati, though, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a 3-point game. You know what I'm saying? Most home teams, you get a 3-point. You know what I'm saying? You get a 3-point favor. So we give you that, but you got to come back to Arrowhead, baby. Burrow ain't been under that crowd, and guarantee I'll be there, baby. You did?
You going to the game?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. Let me ask you this though, because Josh Allen put up some big numbers against that defense.
Oh man.
And Joe Burrow did the same thing in Cincinnati. Once again, we are in Arrowhead, but Josh Allen just put up big numbers in Arrowhead. Are you concerned about Burrow putting up big numbers because Jamar Chase 266, 3 touchdowns? What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, you always concerned. I ain't the type of fan to where I'm be like, oh yeah, we just gonna smash and this and that. Nah, I mean, these guys are here for a reason. They in the championship game too. You know what I'm saying? They earned their right to get there. So, you got to respect that. And I already know the Chiefs. They already respect that too. You know what I'm saying? They seen the damage that they did to them earlier, so they'll make some adjustments. I don't think we'll just shut them down, but excuse me. They got a lot of big plays on. They had like basically 3 big plays that last game that got us.
Yeah.
You limit those big plays. I like our chances.
Black Butterfly Posse, I'm taking the Striped Cats over the Chiefs. I'm taking Rams over the 49ers. Front four is a monster. I will say this, my man Eugene from Black Butterfly Pie, he did pick, I think, all the games correctly last week. Give that brother credit. I don't know if he's going to pick them right this time, but we'll see what happens. Rhonda, I'm going to get you back in here. What do you think about the Bengals going to Arrowhead? It's in Kansas City. It's not in Cincinnati. Do you think Joe Burrow can do the same thing that he did in Cincinnati?
Look, it is hard to win an Arrowhead. It is hard. It's very hard to win an Arrowhead. But I mean, what I will say about Joe Burrow is that on every challenge he's given, he has met.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be, I don't think this is going to determine his validity as a powerhouse quarterback in the NFL. Most definitely not. He's there. Cincinnati hasn't. I don't think they've been in the last time they were in the Super Bowl. They played against San Francisco, and I feel like I was a teenager. I was a teenager because it was the year that I worked for them. Mm-hmm. Right. There was a year I worked for them. So we're talking about like 88, 89. So that's the last time I think I remember them, being there. That's a long time. Yeah. So you brought this franchise some definite hope, most definitely. Like I said, I think I got cut off before. Yeah. I was saying this is really going to be about Zac Taylor and Andy Reid. If Cincinnati goes into this thinking that, we can do the same thing we did before, Cincinnati will not come out successful. But if Zac Taylor is as intelligent as I think he will, he will look at Kansas City now and get a game plan for Kansas City now, because they're not the same team. Yeah, it's not one of them situations.
I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he won't do it, and he can't do it. As an NFL coach, you cannot, especially when you just seen a team just finish off the Bills the way the Kansas City Chiefs did. He can't. He has to look at least the previous game. He can't look at the previous game he played. He has to look at the previous game that the team just played.
They
played. I definitely don't think he's going to do that.
And the Bills did not play 4 quarters of football. They did not play 4 quarters of football, because had they played 4 quarters of football, then that means that Kansas City wouldn't have gotten their scores, caught up. They wouldn't have caught up. You know what I'm saying? So you have to play every down, every quarter of football. When you come in there, if you're going to come in there hot in the first half, you better be hot the second half. You got to keep coming. And so, you can't. Mahomes is one of them quarterbacks like Brady. You cannot get him 13 seconds. You cannot get him 5 minutes. When you kick your last kick through the doggone uprisings, it better be 2 seconds left to go.
Right.
That's how you have to do it. And if you don't do it like that
was bad clock.
I know that's right.
That was bad clock management by the coach.
And that's what it's going to be based on. Time management. It's going to be based on their time management. It's going to be coaching. It's going to who has the last possession.
And you have to play the perfect game.
And I want to piggyback on Brother Man here. They didn't want to change the rules when my little biracial Mahomes lost last year. Don't change the rules because Josh Allen lost this year. No, keep it the same. Sudden death. play and never pick tails. Who in the good Lord
Really?
picks
That's what we
tails?
doing?
You
Having
are the
them pick
head.
tails? That was the downfall. He picked tails. So that's what it.
Yes.
So you always pick heads. That's what you saying? Always pick heads.
You the head and not the tail, always.
Oh, she didn't put the scripture on it.
I couldn't believe when he said.
Go ahead.
Look,
I can't take it.
I was on the phone with my friend. I was on the phone with my friend when they did the coin toss. He said to me, "Who do you think is gonna win in overtime?" I was like, "You know what? Bills look tired. I'm gonna be honest with you." And then that boy said, you're the visiting team, so you get to pick. What do you pick?" He said tails. I said they lost.
Wait. Are you saying he picked tails because he was tired? He didn't know which one to pick. He was just tired because
I don't know why he picked tails. No, I'm saying two factors. I'm saying they look tired, and when that boy picked tails, they lost. You don't ever pick tails. Never.
I never knew that heads was the number one. When you doing a coin flip, that was the number one. But Casey, I'm gonna get you back in. What you got to say, brother?
Nah, it's all good. I remember about a couple months ago we was on, and the young lady right there, I remember she kept saying who that, and back then, or who they, back then we wasn't, I'm like, yeah, okay, she from Cincinnati, whatever, they ain't know nothing. But now we right here, you know what I'm saying? Cincinnati and Kansas City is right here.
I'm wearing my daddy's jersey. Who jersey you wearing? Okay.
Whoa. Relax. Whoa.
So aggressive. Oh my God.
I ain't even got. I got my Royal stuff on. I'm calm and collected this week. We doing the homework on Cincinnati right now. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to get
Calm down.
Randy Savage.
Nah, but I remember, talking to you a while ago. And so now, here we are. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I don't think it was the coin flip. Buffalo Bills was coming into the game with the number one defense, and it wasn't advertised. It wasn't advertised.
Facts.
Regardless of,
I don't know who didn't advertise
tired or whatever.
They won me $400 in fantasy.
Bad call. Well, that's fine, babe. But it got they played. To me, they played 4 quarters of great football.
I think so.
It was just a mental error. I think when they scored the last touchdown, they thought it was over.
It should have
been.
So
they didn't execute the squib kick. The squib kick probably would have won them the game.
Yeah.
They kicked it out of bounds, and the Chiefs were prepared to come out. See, people don't look at it like that. They were prepared. Those plays that they ran, I was in Dallas when Kansas City played Dallas, like about 3-4 years ago. They ran that same play, but Tyreek scored a touchdown right before the half of that play because the defense is playing back and give him some blockers, and Tyreek is like a punt returner. So he gonna gain yards. And then they were playing the sidelines, and they got 3 timeouts. What you playing the sidelines for? And these guys got 3 timeouts. So to me, that was Leslie Frazier, and I think those guys were just hoping that everything just went their way because it was 13 seconds. I think they had a mental lapse, like they got lackadaisical, like, okay, this is over. And then within 2 plays, it's a field goal. Like,
right. And I was saying, even if they squib it, you got to make the perfect squib kick because if it go out of bounds, you getting the ball on the 40 and no clock get off.
Well, that's true. Or if they didn't squib it good enough to where they could have got it maybe at the 45, but then the time would have been maybe 7 or 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you would have had, maybe still one shot. So
time management and coaching.
Yeah. And I think everybody talked about that. Like, hey, it was a great game. Nobody wanted it to end. You know what I'm saying? They felt sorry for Josh Allen. But shit, I mean, excuse my language, but shoot, I was at that Patriot and championship game and wasn't nobody feeling sorry for, Pat Mahomes. So you got to deal with the rules.
Right, exactly.
And Buffalo,
exactly.
They opposed the rule after the Chiefs had made it. One of the Buffalo owners, they didn't want to do it, but now it's a big deal.
Listen, I just wanted to change the rules because it was just a great game, and I just wanted them to keep going. Like, I could have kept going.
Hey, but I was listening to
they be still playing.
I was listening to Shannon. I think Shannon Sharp said it, or somebody. I was listening to somebody, and they was like, "Well, hey, if it was Tua or if it was Teddy Bridgewater, wouldn't nobody be caring?"
That's right. Exactly
Nobody
right.
wanna
That's
Like
why
they
they didn't
do
care
now.
when Pat
It was
lost.
two great
Right, they didn't
quarterbacks.
care when Pat lost
Josh
last
Allen
year.
he got a lot more respect from me after that game. Like he put his team on his back. He did everything he had to do. He executed all the way. He executed all the way to 13 seconds.
Right. Real.
You got the number one defense. You got to make a stop.
He did his job. But
Okay, they didn't make the stop. Okay, cool. Now it's still overtime, so you still kind of playing with house money. The coin flip didn't matter. You had to make a stop with your number one defense.
gotta make a stop. Gotta make a
You
stop.
got to make a stop.
Let me ask you this, bro. Before I get you out there, who do you want? If Kansas City wins, who would you like to face in the Super Bowl in LA?
Okay, before I answer that, after we played Josh Allen, I had a sigh of relief as far as the quarterbacks that are left.
Mhm.
Those quarterbacks to me favor our defense because they're not scramblers. Burrow's not they might scramble for a few yards, but they're not getting over 40, 50 yards rushing.
Right.
So you don't have to account for those guys. Stafford's not running, Garoppolo's not running, and Burrow's not running. So I feel good about our defense facing any one of those teams as far as from the quarterback not being mobile.
Yeah.
Now, if I had to, it don't matter. I told you, Al, it's payback. I don't care who they put out there.
They ain't got payback against the Rams or 49ers. I'm saying.
Yes, I told you the 49ers, well, not okay, they ain't payback, but they want to have some revenge. They're not the 49ers, but the Rams, Monday night, about 3 years ago, they beat us 54-51. We need that back.
You going back 3 years?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's so petty.
But then it comes down to,
like that.
you know, it still comes down to dollars, right? Like what's gonna sell, right? Kansas City and the Rams, that's probably the hottest matchup you can get.
Yes.
49ers, Cincinnati.
Not so much.
Chiefs, 49ers,
Well,
you still might get some buzz because they played a couple years ago in the Super Bowl. So that might get a little buzz. But if Cincinnati come in Kansas City and like beat the Chiefs bad and score 30-something points and like make it look like the Chiefs ain't have a chance, then I think the country and everybody will be riding around Cincinnati and kind of want to see them probably against the Rams.
Got you. Okay, my brother. Well, I'm gonna get back to the original NFL brat, and I'm gonna be hollering at you, my brother, in the future.
All right. Yeah,
Chiefs.
hey man, be looking out, man. On Sunday at 2:00, baby. I'm gonna be front and center. You dig?
Yes, sir. All right, my brother. I'll holler at you.
All right, man. Love, man.
We'll be
Peace.
looking for you.
Let's go, Chief.
Oh,
that is KC himself, Mike Miller, the biggest Chiefs fan that I know. Let's get to this 49ers Rams game. Rhonda, what is your keys to the game for this 49ers Rams game?
Garoppolo. You know what I hate? This is one thing I always hate. I hate whenever there's like a football game and people are like, is this quarterback against this quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quarterbacks don't play against each other. They play against defenses.
Right.
So we're talking about what Garoppolo can and cannot do. Garoppolo is not mobile. And the secondary and the line, I love Aaron Donald with my whole soul. Jalen Ramsey, that crew, I don't see how they're going to get past LA.
Okay, let me put this
with that type of defense.
I looked at the last,
and then Matthew Stafford.
Hold on.
Is like,
hold on. Can you hear me? Hold on one second. You said you don't see how they can get past the Rams, but 2 regular season games, the 49ers beat the Rams 27-24, 31-10. 2 games, they swept them, the 49ers. and Stafford threw 2 interceptions in both games, and the Rams beat them. What do you say to that? And the 49ers won. 49ers won both games.
The Rams are not gonna come with that same game plan. I ain't really seen the Rams last. Their last, maybe I want to say 5 games. I might be off. Maybe a little less. Maybe less 4 games. I just feel like they've gotten those quirks out. I don't think just like, and that's this, just like I said with Cincinnati. If you think that the Rams are going to come with the game plan when they only scored 10 points, you're going to be sadly mistaken.
All I'm saying is he might not.
If you think your O-line,
but you got to remember the 49ers front 4, front 7.
How many times
got nothing to play with?
How many times you honestly think
they did to Dak?
You think they're going to sweep them? Think about that.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's not impossible. It's not impossible. KC is.
I'm not saying it's not impossible. I'm just saying that that is not often in the NFL that somebody beats somebody 3 games in a season.
That's true. My man KC back. I think he got something to say. What's up, my brother?
Just real quick, I forgot to mention, man, about y'all GM, man. You know, I think it's a decent hire. Yeah, you know, Matt Nagy came from the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out so well, but I think a lot of that came from Pace, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Nagy had a lot to do with at least the personnel to me, but maybe his calls on the field and what he was doing there. You know what I'm saying? I think he definitely could have did some better work on that. But I think this guy can't do no worse than what Pace did, because like you said earlier, you know, Pace done, you know what I'm saying, mortgage off your draft picks, man. Man, that's valuable these days, man.
Yeah.
You got to have that. But I want to say, man, I want to see the Bears do good. You know, so I'm not a Bear fan, you know what I'm saying? But I've been here a long time to where you know what I'm saying, I follow them, and you know what I'm saying, all my friends are Bears fans. So I want to see y'all do good. So that way, like I said earlier, man, hey, I want to join the parties and go down there to Soldier Field to some good games. But right now, ain't nobody going down there, man.
Come on, man. That the Bears can be your.
Ain't nobody gonna be doing that soon when they move to Arlington.
We going to Arlington. We gonna be up there. You ain't gonna
somebody, they gonna be up there. They gonna be up there.
We going.
But no, I want to see, you know what I'm saying, I want to see my friends, you know what I'm saying, feel how I feel, you know, after seeing my team, you know, come from the dark depths and then, you know, shine and be on top, man.
Who you got in this game, man? Rams or 49ers?
Hey, man, I'm just gonna be a spectator, man. I'm just gonna be a spectator, man, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, KC in that thing, and then we'll just see who we play, man.
All right, Rhonda. Who you got? I'm thinking you got the Rams because you said you don't think they're gonna win 3 straight games. So you picking the Rams? You got a score?
You know, I hate scores, but I think it's gonna be a 3-point game.
Okay. I would say this.
So I don't think it's good. Like I loved the what was it? But okay. You know, I'm a defense girl. So I liked when not the games that were Sunday. I like the Saturday games where we had those low scores and it was literally just like about kickers. Mm-hmm. Especially when I saw Tampa lose. That was, you know, they gave me a special kind of joy. But you know, anytime Brady can not be there, you know, or the same thing with Rodgers, even though he won me my money in fantasy. Thank you, Rodgers. In fact, both of them did. Yeah. So, but I want to say that it's going to be a little bit higher scoring. So I'm thinking like 21-24 type thing.
Okay, 21-24.
Something like that. Yeah. Something like that, or you know.
Cliff Mason checking in says Rams by 3. Thanks for checking in on the YouTube, man. So he got the Rams by 3. I would say this, man. It's hard. Listen, I ain't gonna say we. I keep thinking that the Rams cannot keep. I mean, the 49ers cannot keep winning in spite of Jimmy G. Like they keep bailing him out. This dude is not doing anything for them to win. I mean, you can block punts. The defense doing their thing. This dude did not score throw a touchdown or do anything for the offense. He made a couple of throws when they needed it to, but when I say they keep bailing him out, man, like I know for a fact that next year he's gone. Trey Lance will be the starter next year for sure. They're going to give him the reins. Jimmy G is gone, but I cannot keep seeing them continue to bail him out. Eventually, his quarterback play is going to catch up to the 49ers, and I think this got to be the game. I keep thinking they're going to lose. I thought they were going to beat the Cowboys, but I thought they was going to lose to the Packers. But I will say this.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan is a great coach. He's a great coach. You have to give that brother.
Yeah.
DeMeco Ryans on the defensive side got that front seven playing off the chain. But I like Kyle Shanahan as a coach. And you know his father is Mike Shanahan, and he was a great coach, you know, especially with that running scheme. And it's hard. Like, teams don't want to play the 49ers because you know you're going to have to be in the trenches trying to defend that running game. You got Debo back there being like a bully. You got Elijah Mitchell. Like, they just put anybody at running back, and they're going to force it down your throat. They don't care. They were running like 10 straight times and don't care. They're going to impose their will on the other team. And listen, Aaron Donald and Von Miller have to do their jobs on first and second down if they want to do a pass rush, because they're going to run that ball, and they got to do their job stopping the run. I'm probably going to make my pick on a Sunday morning or something, because this one, as hard as it is to continue to pick think the 49ers is going to win, I got to give Kyle Shanahan credit. What you got, Rhonda? I see your mouth.
How you gonna ask us to make a pick
That's what I do.
and put us in a situation where we gotta choose? And you're
Yeah.
like, I'll make mine on Sunday.
Yeah.
I
I can do that. Yeah,
I call horse poop on that. No,
I want to
no,
get
sir, no
wanna
ham,
get you
no.
early, and then I give mine the last minute. I don't know. Some injuries might come out. Some might change. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
I'm on record right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be. Go ahead,
I'm
Casey.
not pleased with
If
this,
the Rams don't make it, boy, this is gonna be a sad boy. That's gonna be real bad, because they basically
they like 3
sold
weeks at home.
they sold. You know what I'm saying, to get there. So they in the conference championship game. They doing good, but like, you have to get there and win it all with all the moves that they made, all the sacrifices that they basically gave up. Like you said, your draft picks. You know what I'm saying? So, but they have a good squad, and I don't know what it is about Frisco that is still in the back of my mind. I'm thinking like this. I'm like, man. I mean, certain teams just have your number, and these guys, for some reason, have their number. And the Rams, to me, LA, for them and the Chargers, don't really have a true home field advantage.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, more than 30% of the fans there last time were Frisco fans for that week 17 or 18. No, it was the week 18, the last game of the season. Man, it was so many 49er fans there. So, man, it's tough, man. It's like, you know, you want to see Matthew Stafford get the guys there and all the stars that they got, but San Francisco, to me, just sitting back, hearing everybody talk bad about them.
Facts.
And talk about Jimmy G, and they just sitting there coming to play ball. And
that's all they do. They lunchbox, they hard hat. Let's go to work. Like
iron workers, straight iron workers. Hey, they digging for gold, baby. They the 49ers, baby. They digging for gold.
Yeah. Rhonda, you got the last.
I can't believe this.
Last word on
pick
this.
a side. Pick a side.
Me?
Yes.
You gotta wait Sunday morning for that. Like I gotta.
All right. Hey, real quick before I go, I'm gonna say Chiefs 37, Bengals 23. And I'm going to say the Rams 26, 49ers 24.
Oh, you got the Rams going.
Yeah, I got the Rams going.
Rams going.
I got the Rams going.
I like
Hey,
it.
but like I said last week, I won't be surprised if the 49ers beat them boys. I will not. It won't shock me.
Man, that'll be a story.
Sean McVay need to have his behind whooped if he let them beat them 3 times in one season.
Yeah.
Now let's say
Yeah.
that.
I think
Let's say that.
You would be right. But with the 49ers, they play unconventional. They don't go by, the same creeds as everybody else. They play a different.
And they playing with house money right now. They already, I mean, they beat the Rams up to get into the playoffs. So like you lost to these guys, then you got them in, and they're right back in your house again. They done ran through all the top other seeds. Dallas, Green Bay. They right back in your house again where they embarrassed you the last time. So the Rams gonna have to get tough, man.
Yeah, for sure. Before we get up out of here, listen, I got a scripture for the day. Is to come to church. Mark 2:4 and 1 Corinthians 2:9. I went back to the church I used to go to, man, and it was a good word, man. So this Mark 2:24, they couldn't carry. So if you know the story, this guy was paralyzed. This guy was paralyzed, and he had some friends, that they had heard about Jesus, and they wanted to bring him to get healed. But the scripture says they couldn't carry him through the crowd. The crowd was so crazy they couldn't carry him through the crowd. So they tore off part of the roof above where Jesus was at, and when they had made an opening, they lowered the mat on which the paralyzed man was lying. So they got him to Jesus. He ended up getting healed. But the message that was taught is like, how bad do you want whatever you are asking God for, whether it be healing, whether it be your business, whether it be anything, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to do something like his friends did, where they couldn't get to him? Like, say you was going to a service and it was 2-pack, you couldn't get in. They was so adamant about getting to him to Jesus that they tore off the roof. They tore off the roof to get his friend to Jesus. And then another point is you want some homies like these guys that he had. It's like, hey, I'm gonna show up for my guy so bad, bro. We'll tear off the roof for you. We're gonna get you healed, bro. You want to be around some homies like that. So 2 things. How bad do you want whatever you looking for, your dream, your healing, whatever you got going on, finances, whatever. How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough that you will tear off a roof to get to it? And then make sure you got some people around you that will hold you down like these guys held him down. They're like, we're going to get you to what you need to go to. And so that's one scripture. And the second scripture is 1 Corinthians 2:9. And it says, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. So if you got a dream, man, don't give up on it. Like, the things that you can imagine, it says, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. So God already got to prepare for you, whatever you dreaming for, whatever you want, and whatever you think it is, it's going to be even bigger than what you can think of. So whatever you going after it, man, don't lose hope. Keep going. I hope these scriptures help you out. It was a good message, man. I enjoyed it. And y'all check that out. Hopefully it encouraged you. I want to thank my people for coming through. The original NFL brat, Rhonda, coming through.
Love it. Thank you so much for asking me. I'm Gal. I gotta I'm gonna keep throwing that in there.
Al and Pals with Gal, or Al and Gal. I don't know, whichever one she wanted to do. Change it to Gal.
Al, Pal, and Gal. Al, Pal, and Gal.
Gal. Yes. I might have to go get a new logo.
Gal is singular tense.
Singular.
Because it's always just one girl and it's always a whole bunch of pals.
Yeah. My man KC coming through, man. Say, hey, man, I got to come on. You talking about my team, man. I need to come on. And you gave us some insight, some insight about the Bears' new GM. You are a Chiefs fan, so it was good to hear what you thought about it, man. I appreciate you coming through, my brother.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure, man. Hey, I don't know when you're gonna do another one, man. Hey, have me on. I don't know. Are you doing another one before Sunday?
I think so, man. Probably like well, you gonna be at the game though. So if I do one Saturday, I'll definitely let you know. But I'll probably do one Sunday. But you're gonna be
But if you do it Sunday morning, man, hey, I'll tune in. I might be just getting off the plane. I might even go live with you. You know what I'm saying? While I'm at the stadium, you feel me?
Yeah. That would be great if we could get
Who day?
you at the stadium. That would be great, man. So
hey, I'm gonna need your address, Miss Brack, because you might have to send me. You have to send me something.
Hey, I'll give it to you. That's not a problem. Who day, baby? I'm wearing my daddy's jersey Sunday.
I bet. Hey, I'm gonna wear the store-bought Mahomes jersey.
That's cool.
Listen, everybody who watches Cedar
Hey.
Reef, y'all subscribe to the YouTube, follow, like, and review the Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Y'all see the merch. We got hoodies, all that good stuff. If you want to rep the Allen Pals, message me. We ship. You can purchase your own Allen Pals merch. And if you know anybody that got a business and they want to advertise on the show, we promote businesses on the show. Message me. We can make that happen. We about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all, people. I'll holler at y'all this weekend, next Tuesday for sure. We are at this thing.
Who day?
We lock and load, Allen Pals. It's the Allen Pals Show. Where we lock and load. Come on.